Impenetrable defense. Hypersonic missile destroyer. $225 million weapons. Most powerful Israeli laser system is ready for action. Israel is one of the best defended nations on the planet. The nation's army wields a multi-layered air defense umbrella that includes the Iron Dome, Arrow 2, Arrow 3, and David's Sling, all highly efficient. Combined, these systems protect Israel from a wide array of missiles, mortars, UAVs, and other manageable threats. But there's a new, unmanageable threat to fear: hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic missiles maneuver and fly at 5 times the speed of sound, making them too agile to be intercepted by any of Israel's existing air defense systems. This is a problem for Israel, as their arch nemesis, Iran, reportedly has these hypersonic missiles. In dire need of an impenetrable wall once again, Israel is planning $225 million for hypersonic missile defense alone. With this funding, the country turns to the one weapon fast enough to make hypersonic weapons look slow: laser weapons. 6,500 miles away, the United States is also facing similar hypersonic threats from Russia and China. As a result, the US and Israel have teamed up to create the most powerful laser weapons that neither the world nor sci-fi movies have ever seen. And after years of work, and more work, the lasers are finally here. Both Israel and the US now have laser weapons closer than ever to operational status. Israel's weapon, being ahead, has been publicly tested in the Negev desert, where it passed in flying colors and wowed the world. In this video, we'll examine all these laser weapons and how they were born of an interesting decades-long attempt at laser development. Laser development. After decades of toiling and dead ends, the dream of operational laser weaponry is about to become a reality, and it seems it all began with fiber optic telecommunications. During the 90s, it was discovered that fiber optic lasers were very efficient at converting electrical power to optical power. They could be spot-on focused to provide high intensity to really grill and drill through metal components of microelectronics. However, it was one thing to cut metal that's centimeters away and another to take out a mortar from 2 miles away. The fiber laser had to be scaled up massively if it could attain that level of weapons class power. But there was no economical way to do that for years, until Lockheed Martin's light bulb moment. Instead of building a single high-power laser that requires aircraft-sized equipment, Lockheed would concentrate a stream of multiple kilowatt fiber lasers into a single high-quality beam. This is known as spectral beam combination, and it was the innovation that changed it all. All of a sudden, laser weapons could now have whatever power was needed by adding more laser threads without adding much heavy equipment. This enabled the laser weapons to remain portable and therefore mobile. Laser weapons could now fit on the Navy's ships, Air Force's fighter jets, and the Army's trucks. Now able to coexist on these vehicles with other systems, laser weapons could be integrated into legacy combat systems and weapons. They would all work in synergy to provide efficiency in operations, improved lethality, and more options to their operators. Israeli and American forces would now be able to choose between employing kinetic weapons and directed energy weapons, depending on the threat at hand. For a large number of low-cost threats, firing expensive interceptor missiles is too costly a response. Therefore, the laser weapon will be deployed. Here's a real-life example. In Israel, a $50 million Iron Dome, armed with $80,000 interceptor missiles, is used to counter cheap $1,000 rockets from Gaza. No economy can survive on such disproportionate responses. This is where Israel's new laser weapon comes to the rescue, taking out the same targets for as low as $3.50, the price of a cup of coffee. This new weapon is called the Iron Beam. Iron Beam. The Iron Beam is a laser-directed energy weapon that can autonomously acquire targets and track them from over 4 miles away, stabilize its line of sight, and focus its high-energy laser to not only rip a hole through the target, but also through space and time. The latest, and arguably the best of Israel's wall of defenses, the Iron Beam, introduces a new class of capabilities that its predecessors could only dream of, such as unlimited magazine. Guns and missile launchers, lethal as they are significantly limited by bullets and missiles. Once they run out of ammunition, they're more toothless than a sword from the Middle Ages, and they do run out, leaving their operators in a bit of a precarious situation. This is not the same with the Iron Beam. The weapon doesn't rely on projectiles to deal damage, but rather on the energy that comes with lasers. With a reliable power source on standby, the Iron Beam continues to fire, completely canceling out the need for military artillery to reload and introducing an unlimited magazine with highly effective shots. Speed of light attack. Lasers are a form of light energy. In fact, the word laser is actually an acronym for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Therefore, the Iron Beam's 150 kilowatt lasers shot from two separate laser guns would travel to targets at a speed of 186,000 miles per second, the speed of light, the fastest thing in the universe. Supersonic or hypersonic, it doesn't matter. No drone, mortar, missile, or fighter jet stands a chance at outracing this weapon. This justifies the Iron Beam's almost 100% hit success rate. Also, with the laser beam reaching its target almost instantly, it eliminates the need to calculate an intercept course, as interceptor missiles must do. This simplifies the threat-counter process significantly. Intelligence. The Iron Beam is an intelligent weapon that does the bulk of its work without human intervention. This is expected, seeing as humans could never keep up with threats moving at the speed of sound. The Iron Beam can and does autopilot itself in detecting and tracking threats, and then taking them out. This automatic nature of the weapon is why Israel plans to have Iron Beam units lined across their borders, preventing threats from crossing into the country and ensuring a sound sleep for the people of Israel, including the military, who might have less direct defending to do. The Iron Beam is also designed to allow for militaries of Israel's allies to easily be trained and deploy the weapon in next to no time, translating into instant integration of the weapon wherever it takes a tour, such as the U.S. The U.S. has shown serious interest in the Iron Beam, so much so that Lockheed Martin, now with 40 years of experience in directed energy weapons, has partnered with Israeli defense contractor Rafael to create an American version of the Iron Beam that would work in tandem with the already mighty impressive lineup of American laser weapons. American laser weapons. The U.S. is spending roughly $1 billion a year to develop directed energy weapons. The U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Army are all working on such weapons, all partnering with Lockheed Martin and other contractors, and all making progress. The Army is a service that will wield the American equivalent of the Iron Beam. In addition to the new weapon, the service is also pushing for two other laser weapons, which are both revolutionary in their own right. Here they are. 1. IFPC-HEL. The Indirect Fire Precision Capabilities High Energy Laser, or IFPC-HEL for short, is a 300 kilowatt laser weapon designed to take out heavy threats, such as cruise missiles. The result of a 3-year project to develop technologies that would protect fixed and semi-fixed sites. The IFPC-HEL is a mobile complete system packed with its beam control, beam director, power, and thermal management components. In 2022, Lockheed Martin supplied the Department of Defense with a 300 kilowatt laser that could be integrated into the IFPC-HEL. It is the most powerful laser that Lockheed Martin has produced to date. 2. DE-M-SHORAD. The Directed Energy Maneuverable Short-Range Air Defense Laser Weapon, or DE-M-SHORAD for short, is a more everyday weapon that fires 60 kilowatt laser shots to take out UAVs and other similar-sized targets from 5 miles away. It could achieve this by blinding sensors, causing aerodynamic failure, disabling target engines, detonating fuel supply, or detonating an onboard explosive payload prematurely. An interesting feature of the DE-M-SHORAD is its level of intelligence. The weapon is, in the case of multiple targets, able to autonomously determine which should be destroyed first based on how much of a threat each target poses. an urgently needed capability for the Army. It took the Army and Cord Technologies less than 2 years to develop the DEM SHORAD. Once completed, the laser weapon will be mounted on Stryker infantry armored vehicles and rolled out to action. With the threat of hypersonic missiles now a reality, the U.S. and Israel have committed to developing laser weapons that would not only counter hypersonic missiles, but would do it with jaw-dropping ease. And, according to experts, it would become even easier if you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. So do that now, and thanks for watching.